Hello students. So this is a grammar lesson. We will be focusing on the positive, negative and question forms of present simple tense and present continuous tense. Okay, let's start with simple present tense. Okay, as you all know, there are a few forms of simple present tense: the affirmative forms, negative forms, and also question forms. Okay, let's go one by one. The positive form is also called as affirmative. All right, it will look like this. Okay, when the pronoun is he, she, or it, okay, the verb after that needs to be added with s or es or ies, depending on the verb. All right, when the pronoun is they, we, you need to use the original form of the verb without adding any s. All right. For example, she starts new diet. Notice how there is an s, all right? And then if the pronoun is you, there is no s. Okay. What about the negative form? When the pronoun is he, she, it, all right? You need to use does not. Okay, it is called negative because of the word not. Okay, does not. Okay, and then followed by the first form or the original form of the verb. Okay, no s. Okay, next, if the pronoun is they, we, I, you need to use do not. Okay, followed by the first form of the verb. Okay, without s. The same is the same as this one, the upper one. The verb is the same, okay? But the only thing that's changing is this auxiliary verbs. All right, let's look at the example. She does not or doesn't start new diet. You do not or don't start new diet. Okay, now let's move on to the other form, the last one, which is question. All right. Question is basically it will involve the question mark. Okay. So it will usually start with auxiliary verb does or do. Okay. When it starts with does, the pronoun followed after it is he, she, and it, and followed by the original form or the first form of the verb. And if the question starts with do, it will be followed by they, we, I, you, these pronouns, and followed by the first form of the verb. It's basically the same as the negative form, all right? The verb doesn't change. The verb will be the first form or the original form, but the thing that's changed is the auxiliary verb in the beginning, does and do. All right, now let's look at the example. She starts new diet, okay? But in the question form, it will look like this. Does she start new diet? Okay. Does she start new diet? Okay. Let's look at the next one. Okay, you start new diet. Okay. It's a plural pronoun. You is considered as plural pronoun. If it is in a question form, start with do, right? Because it's a plural pronoun, they, we, I, you. Do you start? Do you start new diet? Notice how the verb has no s behind it, and this one as well. The only thing that's changing is the auxiliary verb does and do. Okay, now let's look at the present continuous tense. As usual, present continuous tense also has three forms, which is the positive or affirmative form, negative, and also question form. Let's look at the forms one by one. Okay. If the pronoun is I, the first person pronouns, it will need to be followed by am plus the verb working. Okay, the verb needs to be in the first form added with ing. Notice how the verb has ing at the end. Ing. If the pronoun is he, she, it, okay, the be verb is going to be is followed by the verb ing, the same as the first one. And if the pronoun is the plural pronoun, they, we, you, it will be followed by are, okay, be verb are, and verb ing. Okay, this does not change, the verb does not change, but the be verb does change. Okay, and the plural also changes. The different plural followed by different be verbs. Okay, let's look at the example. He is working in the garden. Okay, I am working in the garden. They are working in the garden. See? That's how you construct an affirmative present continuous tense. If it is in a negative form, okay, the pronoun I will be followed by the be verb am plus the word not. Okay, if it is in negative form, then the word not is mandatory to signify that the sentence is in a negative form. I am not working. Verb ing does not change. In present continuous, the verb will be in ing. Okay? He, she, it. The be verb is plus not mandatory and verb ing working. Plural pronoun they, we, you. The be verb will be are. Okay, and mandatory negative word not plus verb ing. Okay. Notice how the be verb changes with the pronouns being used. For example, if you use the pronoun I, the be verb will become am. If you use the pronoun he, she, it, the be verb will be is. If you use the plural pronoun they, we, you, the be verb is are. Same like this. The only difference is you add the negative word not. Let's look at the example. He is not, or contraction isn't, working in the garden. Okay. What about the question form? How would it look like? The question form will begin with the verb to be. What are verb to be? These are verb to be. Am, is, are. Okay. Am. What pronoun do we use with am? I. Okay. Am I working? Blah, 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 blah. All right. If the question starts with the be verb is, the be verb is, okay, it will be followed by pronouns he, she, it. Is he or she or it working? Blah, 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 with question mark. Okay, now if the sentence begin with the be verb are, it must be followed by plural pronouns, which are they, you, we, and then followed by verb ing. Are we, or are you, or are they working? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's look at the example. If, okay, you are trying to ask a question about a person, male, he is working in the garden. Okay, okay, this is how the question would sound like. Is he working in the garden? Right? Take a closer look. Okay. He is working. Is he working? Okay. That's how you construct a question form of present continuous. All right, students, thank you for your time, and I'll see you guys again next time. Take care and stay safe.